Okay. All right. Thanks for making it here tonight, guys. If you're watching it on the replay, thanks for taking the time to do that. I put together some slides tonight. I'm going to try to share my screen. So holler if you, in a second, can't see this. Can you? And I can't see anybody, so you're going to have to holler if like something major happens. Um, but I put some slides together for us to kind of go over like content, Instagram stuff, um, questions that Brittany and I have been getting asked a lot lately by our coaches, which is awesome. It means people are putting in the work and like ready to learn new things. And so I just grab things quick as examples. So hopefully this is helpful to you. So here is a bio. This is Ashley Molstead. I could like fangirl over her all day long. But she, if you don't know her, she was a top coach in the company last year. So here is her bio up in the top corner here that I've circled. Things to note about it: it's super short and straightforward. It's not messy. It lets people know right away that she can help them. She is a wellness coach. Notice it says wellness coach though. It doesn't spill the beans and say like Beachbody coach. It says wellness. It doesn't, she uses user-friendly words like that normal people understand. So for example, like accountability group, not everybody might know what that is, but we all know what wellness is. So speak in terms that the general public would understand, even though we know that we specifically run accountability groups, or we specifically are Beachbody or health and fitness coaches. Just be conscious about your wording. I also like that she tells you what she's going to do. She's passionate about helping women live a life they love without waiting on the wait. So she's specific to loving your body, loving yourself, maybe a weight loss journey type of thing. Mine's more geared towards like moms getting used to their new bodies after having babies, that kind of thing. But whatever your niche is for you, like that's what you want to be straightforward about. Like, how can you help them? I also love Linktree, if I said that right, and she has a link there. So you can click on hers, you can click on mine. Andrea has one. A lot of us have them. It's a free website, and you can put a bunch of links there. And so right away, like if someone goes to your site and they click on it, they could sign up, for example, on a form or something, and it would notify you via email, like this person wants more information. They wouldn't even have to talk to you or send you a message. It's just right there for people. So that's also a good idea to have. Okay. This one, I scrolled through like thousands of her posts and got to the bottom. And this one I think right of the screen is like her first few posts when she started coaching compared to like right now. And so right away, a few things I noticed was this. One is she does have a quote in her new one, but look at the difference between the quote that she had early on, where she just copied and pasted it. It's like the little girl in the top corner, the green thing. Instead, now, if you go through her feed, all of her quotes, she still probably finds them like that on the internet, but all of them are typed out. And like for her, they're white. They follow her kind of color scheme, brightness, and you don't know that she took it from somewhere else. So take a little time to retype them. Apps that work great for that are like WordSwag, Canva, whatever. But it just adds a lot more. It looks cleaner to have them typed versus just the copy and pasted picture. Then one other thing that stood out was she has a lot of sweaty selfies or workout clips in the first one. And the next one, it's more sprinkled in because you got to be careful with the sweaty selfies. Yes, it's part of the whole thing, but it's not the whole story. And when people are reaching out to us or thinking about joining us, they can barely fathom like getting up in the morning to work out or finding 20 minutes in their whole day to even consider working out. So if all they see of us is sweaty selfies, that's going to be super hard to relate for them, because they're going to be like, there's no way I can do that, because they can't even fathom doing it one day. So they're definitely not going to be able to do it every single day. So use those, but just, be conscious of how many or how much of those you have. And then, what is your story brand? Like hers, she's got clearly pinks, bright colors, very crisp and clean. If you know her at all, she's a mom. She throws F-bombs. She likes to drink her cocktails, that sort of thing. Like, you just know that about her. And then her pictures, they're so much brighter in this one. Yes, obviously she's using a filter. Highly recommend a filter of some kind. It just makes everything, it looks like it's a magazine page. Like, it's all consistent, it all matches. And then with your pictures, take them outside or in natural light or by a window. It's just going to add so much more like brightness to them. You can also get things like ring lights. Type them in on Amazon. I have like 3 different kinds. I have a little one that clips on my phone. I have one that can clamp to a table, and I have one that's like on a big stand that I got a few months back. They just make, even inside, especially in the winter in Minnesota, you can't get outside. It just makes things so much brighter. Okay, with all of this said, know that yes, even the top coach in the company started somewhere, and that we all start somewhere. And so this is not to compare and be like, well, I'm nowhere near hers. Like, I don't even know how she takes pictures like that. That's unbelievable. I don't even have a wardrobe like that. I need to repaint my whole house, because literally I think that sometimes. Well, I'm not going to do that right now. But we all learn by doing, and doing is way better than watching. Because no way could she post like this and have pictures like this if she didn't start with that. I mean, she has like a gum picture in the first corner. Like, can't tell what she does. She's like, you would look at that and say, so there's some food pictures. She works out. She's like got great abs, great bod, like good for her. But on the other one, you're like, wow, that lifestyle, like I want that. Like, where even is she with that water? And like, she's posing with her baby bump out and like looks super comfortable with herself. Yeah. So this is not to compare. This is just to know that we can all be better at these things. Okay. Next topic is get vulnerable. And this one is hard for me. It's probably hard for all of us, but we can all do it. So I just grabbed this one. This is Alexa's and one of mine. And I just know this one of hers is about mental health. This one of mine is about just kind of mom life. Like, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. And so think about like what keeps you up at night thinking, like what is a struggle of yours. And so it took me a really long time to be able to post anything about this. I had to work through some stuff, but because I would think like, well, I can't post like about that because we have friends that, can't get pregnant. We have people in the community who have lost their children to like horrible things like cancer. My mom was happy and stayed at home with all 4 of us, and she was happy. Why shouldn't I be happy? But this was like in the end of the summer in August when I'm a teacher, and I'd been home with the kids all summer long, and just was like hit a breaking point one of the days. And so I just wrote this up, and I even sent it to Andrea. I don't have her proofread my post, but I sent it to her because you'll know when you're being vulnerable, because it's not just like, oh yeah, I'm posting tonight, put it on there, whatever, put my picture up. Like, this one made me pause. This one gave me butterflies in my stomach. Like, this one made me nervous. And it's one of my most liked posts so far. And on Facebook, I had like 50 some comments. Literally, when I post, I usually have none. Like, maybe one of you guys commenting and cheering me on, but this is how you know you're like in the right lane, because it's your truth. None of those other stories I told myself, like, why can't you be happy? Your mom stayed at home with all of you and she was happy. That's not my truth. And so I can only share what my truth is and try to tell it as uncensored as you can, because then people are going to send you messages like they did to me and maybe to Alexa on this one, where they're like, you were in my head. You took that right out of my mouth, or out of my brain. Okay. So that's definitely a challenge for everybody this week, is to get vulnerable. And I need to keep doing this too. Just know that I'm giving this presentation. I put this together. These are not things that I'm perfect at either. So I'm not coming at you like I'm perfect. You all need to fix this. Absolutely not. Like, I am in the boat with you. Okay. Next, get yourself a transformation. So I pulled these are all different kinds of transformations. You are a walking billboard. Like it's you. So here's Brittany's. This is and I know this. I knew Brittany, known her for a while now. She's never shared that before picture. That took guts. That was hard for her to share. I know that, but that is huge. That's a weight loss picture. Here's Andrea's, and this is like gaining crazy muscle. I mean, look at that motherhood picture of abs. And then this is one I shared recently because this popped up a year ago, is the one on the left. And I was like, holy cow, I'm like not even the same person on the inside, which is another kind of transformation as well. And so if you don't have a transformation yet, commit to something like a program and your nutrition and get yourself a transformation. Take pictures and progress and share it. And then don't be afraid to share other people's transformations. One thing I noticed when I was scrolling through Ashley Molsted's posts and other top coaches when I was trying to put this together this week was that, you can usually see like 9 pictures at a time. Every 9 chunks, she has a transformation of some kind being posted, whether it's hers or somebody on her team or whatever. She is sharing that because people need to know that we can transform lives, that we've transformed our own life. So we definitely can help them transform theirs. All right, products. So I grabbed these 2 pictures, this little stepmother-daughter duo here is stinking cute, but notice their products. They're not the like main focus of their picture. And I love that they're in different cups that don't say like Shakeology down the side or Energize or Beachbody Performance Line, because we want to keep the curiosity up. So, and I don't even know if their posts were about, I think Brittany's was about the outfit of the day. I'm not sure what Alexa's was about. I can't remember, but if you make a post about the product, which I totally think we should do more of, because these products, like I live off of Energize, I get it up no matter what and take it every morning. It's amazing. And you guys know they're amazing. So you can share, but if you do, share how they change your life. Like, share what Shakeology does for you, but use different names for it. So like in my stories, I share it a lot. I don't post about it a lot. I could post about it more. In my stories, I call the Energize like lightning lemonade or go-go juice or mom juice or no excuse juice. So I call it something else. And then the Shakeology, I'll call like superfoods or mom fuel, whatever. And you want to keep that curiosity up because don't forget, people can just go to the Beachbody website and purchase whatever they want. And so you want them to have to ask you, what is that? Like, what are you drinking every morning? You look so darn happy to get up and get that Energized. And it's, how are you this happy at 4 or 5 a.m. in the morning? This is ridiculous. I need some of that so I can be happy too. So just keep that curiosity up with your products.
And I just want to interject really quick here on that. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. So if you're calling it your mom juice and you talk about how it wakes you up because your mom life is exhausting, they're going to buy why Candace drinks. They're not going to buy it because they know what the product name is. They're going to, like she said, Google it and just buy it on their own, which you don't want them to do anyway. You want them to reach out. So remember that they're buying why you drink it.
Yes, the why. Share the why. Okay, Instagram stories. So I just quick snapshot of these because, Jelena literally worked out on, she got married this week, worked out this weekend, worked out on her wedding morning in her hotel room, posted it on her story. Like, that's amazing. Here's Katie's, which I thought was awesome. She's sharing about basically like inner growth and being comfortable with her body and doing something that, that was uncomfortable for her that day, but shows some bravery. And then here's Holly's 2 boys in their hotel room on their little getaway this weekend. They have all their action figures lined up and they're doing push-ups because their badass mom does push-ups and she works out. And so they will too. But your stories are a chance for like people to know you. And these are a time where you don't need to be perfect. I try to roll out of bed in the morning and just bedhead and all and pop on there and say whatever comes out of my mouth. And know that consistency wins. Like Jelena showing up on a wedding day, that's unreal. But it doesn't take that much time to throw a story on take a quick picture, do a quick live video. This is your chance for people to feel like they know you, even though they're not seeing you face to face. So share your real life. I always try to do the first take that I do instead of like delete it and try to fix it and make it better. I will sometimes delete it if I feel like I got too long-winded, and then try to do it so that I'm shorter, because I don't think people have very long attention spans. At least I don't. But get on the Instagram stories, because social media changes all the time, but right now Instagram stories is like the place to be. Highly recommend making sure you do videos like of yourself talking. This is something I skipped for a super long time because I was nervous that I couldn't do that. I can only post pictures. I'll post my workout video, but I'm not going to go live and talk on it. Well, guess what? I did one day. I just did something quick. I know what I did. I got on and did one of Autumn's quotes from one of the workout videos, and like just told people that it was their day. And it was like 5 seconds long, quick off. Thought I was going to puke, posted it anyway. And then guess what? I didn't puke. I didn't die. The world kept spinning. Nobody cared that much. And every day it got easier. And now I just go on and do or say whatever. So you definitely need to stretch your comfort zone if you haven't done that yet, because people need to be able to know you. Okay. And finally, when you're making actual posts, think about like, what do you stand for? What is like your jam? How did you get here? What were the turning points to get here? So highly recommend you taking time to sit down and think like, what is my story? They talk about having 5 pillars, because only one of them can be fitness. You can't have all 5 of the pillars be fitness and the only thing you post about is fitness. That is just, unfortunately, not relatable. It's just not relatable, because people can't relate to that. So for me, and these change for me all the time, and they should evolve as you evolve, but mine is family, mom life. I was a former athlete. I'm a working mom who also coaches, and then fitness. And then my third bullet over there, like, how did you get here? What were the turning points? You have got to, if you haven't done this yet, sit down and just try to like brain dump and write, like, what is your story? How did you get here? This took me, when I did this last winter, okay, it took me almost like a whole week, because Andrea challenged me to do this. She's like, I don't think I know your whole story yet. Like, you need to sit down and do this. This is going to help. And I would start and I'm like, that's just not don't worry about the wording. Just dump it all out on paper, or I type mine in my notes on my phone. And don't worry about putting it in like a post format. Just start writing. Okay. You need to get it out. You have to write it out. For me, I thought it started like when I had my first baby, I gained 50 pounds of pregnancy weight, 50, and needed to do something and wanted it to be at home and whatever. But when I really sat down, I was like, no, it happened before that. I was an athlete my whole life, and I had workouts planned for me 24/7, literally all the time, that I went to. Didn't know anything about my nutrition, but nobody cared, because I was an athlete working out so much. And honestly, I was emotionally eating, because if games were tough or practice was hard or things didn't go right, I could smash a whole frozen pizza myself and eat a box of macaroni and cheese and a tub of Ben & Jerry's. Okay, whatever. Then I get in the real world and I'm done with my sports. I'm done with college basketball, and I'm like, I'm never working out again. Like, you cannot make me do another lunge. I'm not going to do that. Okay, that's my thought process. So even though people can't relate to maybe being a college athlete, they can relate to the feeling of looking at working out as a punishment, because that's what it felt like. I dreaded that part of my day of going to practice. It was so hard. I didn't know if I'd get through it every single day. Okay, so you need to share that. And then the emotional eating part, like eating to comfort myself, that totally is relatable. But then once you write it all out, then you go back and you break up the parts. So for me, one post is the pre-baby part. Like, there's a picture of myself that I went to a wedding with my now husband when we were dating. And I was like, whoa, how did you get here? Like, you stopped working out, you went to work and teach it full time, and you kept eating like crap. And all of a sudden, you're an athlete, you're supposed to know what to do, and you have gained this weight and your face looks different and the whole thing. Okay, then whatever. then it turns into having babies and, pregnancy weight to lose. So those are different stories. But then you break those all apart and you make posts. So it's that whole thing from start to bottom of athlete to mom with 3 kids. That's not one post. That's like 5 posts. And now I save those and you reword them or you don't, and you literally repost them over and over and over and share your story, because for some reason people don't get it the first time for whatever reason. I don't know, but highly recommend, I'll try to stop sharing my screen now, that you write out your story if you haven't yet, because I totally think that last winter my business took off when I spent some time to figure out, like, who am I? Oh, I'm not sharing my video. Well, they don't need to see all this hot mess right now, but it took off because now I knew better of who I am. I knew better of who I'm talking to. If you don't know your story, you don't know who you're talking to. You don't know who your posts are for. And now you're trying to market to everybody, but you're marketing to nobody because you're too broad. You need to get specific with what, your niche is. So if you haven't listened to Angie Lee's podcast, you need to go listen to her, because she breaks down, like, you need a niche. That's how we find our people. That's how finally I have coaches here like Emily and Jen and other people that are going to watch this. They're like almost exactly like me. Those 2 in particular are tall blondes who teach and were athletes and now love to work out every single day and have a hard time taking a rest day. Like, they're my people. So you have to find time for your story. All right. Do you have any questions? I can see the chat now. Yes, share our transformations if you don't have them. Share other people's until you get them, for sure. Brittany's not feeling well, but she was going to have us do a little working time, but I didn't know I would take quite so long. So if you're still up for it, do a little work, follow some people, comment on people's posts. Don't skip the networking part. Get your invites out. But I think I'll wrap it up tonight, and thanks for listening. Hopefully you got something out of those slides. Any last questions, anybody? No? All right. See you guys. Have a great week.